What's up everybody, this is Jesse Linares with the Via Art Team. Hopefully you caught part one of our Cutting in Motion series where we looked at and analyzed the mechanics of these techniques and some of the do's and the don'ts. Today we're going to look at the techniques themselves. And there are so many out there with so many different names. But through study, we kind of discovered that a lot of them overlap, maybe exactly the same thing with two different names. But what we discovered is that they actually fall into two categories: techniques done with tension and techniques done without tension. Let's have a look. Let's take a look at techniques done without tension first. Now we took a good hard look at these and we kind of feel like there's somewhat of a magic eraser utility. Generally we find that these techniques are used when I see something that I just don't like and I need to do something about it right then and there. Can you do whole haircuts with slicing? Sure, absolutely. But one of my favorite moves is if I see too much bulk on the ends, I'm going to get this up maybe with some elevation, but no tension on the mid-strand. And then I can begin to work my way through those ends. This allows me to be a little more open to a loose idea, that I'm not necessarily tied to having an exact result on those ends. I just want to get some of the dust off, take some of the weight off of those ends. Channel cutting is almost identical, except it's done in natural fall, and generally you're working right off the head when you do it. Really awesome in short haircuts. If you would like to give someone a little bit more sproing off their head in long haircuts, it just helps us to remove excess bulk where it's not wanted. And like I said, it's really a spot treatment because we're going right in and attacking it where it lives. Really helps us to slenderize or pull excess bulk out of an area. On shortcuts, it'll help pop it up a little bit for you on top or remove bulk where you don't need it. You know, as we said previously, our Artist Series slide cutting shear is designed perfectly to do this stuff because of its curved blades that allow the hair to push out of the ends and not get caught up in the shear. So for channel cutting or slicing, you may have heard it called, working without tension and just dealing with problems as they exist in the hair, awesome. So what about techniques with tension? We feel that these are a lot more deliberate, generally part of the design plan, and they're going to be much more on purpose about where they're taking away bulk and where they're leaving it. One of our favorites, oldie but a goodie, you might have heard it called slithering. Some people call it pinching and talking, but it's done in natural fall generally. And you're going to pick the hair that you would like to affect and just give it a little bit of light tension. And after that, the difference between pinching and talking and slide cutting is that you don't actually close the shear all the way. You're going to keep it open. We believe that this technique was developed to help people that did not have a slide cutting shear answer the question, how can I create this deep texture within my shapes too? Just pitch the hair where you want to have it affected and then open wide and then just talk or slither your way down the hair strand. Very on purpose, removes hair exactly where you need to see it. You can elevate or not elevate, and it's usually part of that design plan. Slide cutting is very similar, except as we discussed previously, this is going to be something where the shear actually does close as it moves through the hair. And like I said earlier, our slide cutting shear is designed to work this like a champ because it's going to let that hair release by the time it gets about halfway down the blade. So slide cutting starts this way, mind that angle of entry with your shear and your timing, and then you close as you move through the section. We do entire haircuts like this. You can actually remove length and emulate the appearance of very deep point cutting. It really allows us to get in deep there. So those low tension techniques, it's about being open or even looking for that feeling of looseness or randomness within the shape. They're just about treating an area of the haircut right then and there. You know, on our tension techniques, like we said before, they work with elevation a lot. They're usually part of that design plan. At the Via brand, we look at it and we feel that those are a lot more deliberate, maybe even more on purpose. Well, as always, we hope you found this information at least interesting and hopefully very useful to you in your world of haircutting, hopefully helping you make more informed decisions or at least clearing up some of those definitions for you. Look for us in our booth at shows and on the internet. We want to share everything we've got with you. And I'm Jesse Linares with the Via Art Team.